Alright, so in this lesson we're going to be learning the song, Say the Name of Jesus, the parts for this song. So this song it's not as easy as it sounds, I'll put it that way, getting the parts for it. But it pretty much does some pretty basic stuff that's really pretty important. Another thing that's really important about this song is that it actually has the altos leading, which is, I think, really important to learn a song like that, to be able to see, majority of the time the sopranos lead, sometimes the tenors lead, but then a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but a couple times, a couple songs out there, altos actually will lead. And there are actually a surprising number of songs where the alto actually leads. So this song starts off with, as you can hear, it's by Martha Medici. It starts off with her singing it, just solo, and then she's going to sing through the chorus, she's going to sing through verse 1, and then she's actually going to go into the Say the Name of Jesus part again, where the singers will come in. So we'll go over all of that here.
Dry your tears and wipe away your pain. When you don't know what else to play, when you can't find the words to say, say the name.
Alright, I believe this is where the singers come in here.
Oh, say the name. Come on and say the name. You just
you can hear the sopranos are actually singing a part. It's actually the alto that's singing the lead of this song.
Come on and say the name. So precious.
Although when I say they're singing lead, I mean they're still singing kind of like, they're not necessarily singing it just like she does, because it's mainly more of a soloist song. For a song like this, you really have to have a soloist where somebody's there and somebody's actually singing the actual melody, or at least ad-libbing the majority of the time, because the parts are really just that in the song, they're parts. And when I say the altos are singing the lead, they're not even necessarily singing it with the exact melody that she's using. It's a kind of a unique kind of choir song, but really neat to kind of use it as an example. And then here they just go to where they're holding the note out, and they're not actually playing or singing any kind of melody, they're just doing just the notes. You got the news right here, we'll go over that here in a minute. Notice the tenors are really strong in this part, the other parts you can't really even hardly hear as much. And here it changes yet again, going to the bridge, what I consider the bridge. Parts here are pretty easy, just Jesus, E flat, G, B flat. Tenors, E flat, alto, G, sopranos, B flat. And they just repeat that the whole time. The parts are the same for each part right there, the same way. But they'll change it up here in a minute. So this song is harder than it sounds.
He sticks closer, closer than any brother. Yes, he does. He's a friend like no other. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. Yeah,
it's right there, you hear the parts, they totally change again. And then they come back, now they flipped up. Now when I say flipped up, they were singing E flat, G, B flat. Now they're singing G, B flat, E flat. The tenors are actually hitting a high G, altos B flat, sopranos are hitting an E flat right there. Yeah, so they're kind of a... Do it again, same thing there. Here's the ending. Still with that higher flipped up part register. Listen here. And that part's actually pretty easy right there. It sounds tough, but it's actually pretty easy. But it sounds really impressive as well. It sounds harder than it is. So it's pretty neat. Alright. And that's the end of it there. Alright, so let's run over what the parts are doing here. It's a really great example of a song, in my opinion, for using for teaching parts. The sopranos are actually going to be going, say the name of Jesus, say the name of Jesus, say the name so precious. This last line goes to unison. There, no other name I know. One more time. No other name I know. And of course, I'll have the parts for you in the handouts for this lesson. And then the alto is, say the name of Jesus. Say the name of Jesus. Say the name so precious. And then unison. No other name I know. And tenors, say the name of Jesus. Say the name of Jesus. Say the name so precious. And then, no other name I know. Alright, so that's what the tenors are doing. It's early morning, so forgive my voice here. But that's what, for the main part of the song, to say the name of Jesus, that's what all the parts are doing right there. So pretty simple to teach those parts. When you go to the that can calm your fears part, it kind of gets a little bit tricky. The tenors are actually going to, or I should say the sopranos and altos are actually going to hold on the same note there. At least that's what it sounded like to me. I listened to it many times with the headphones and everything, and it sounded, I could not hear 3 notes. I could only hear 2. If you want to go with 3, you could have the sopranos sing the D flat maybe. But what I heard was the altos and sopranos saying the B flat note, and they say calm, calm, but they don't go up. They just calm, because the chords will change there. So it goes calm. Okay, and they'll just cut it off right there. The the tenors are going to sing calm, but they're up high. And then they cut it off when you go to that A flat chord. Okay, so they're gonna hold that out, and then they say, wipe away your pain, and that goes into parts there. And the tenors are pretty strong in this part because wipe away your pain. So it goes. She sings, calm your fears and dry your tears, and wipe away your pain. It's tenors, and then sopranos. Wipe away your pain. One more time. Wipe away your pain. Alto is wipe away your pain. Wipe away your pain. So when you look at them all together on the handout, they're doing this E flat, F minor, E flat, F minor, E flat, which makes sense because that was what we've learned before with with passing chords, playing in different keys. Also, just another thing to mention on the chorus, you'll notice on the Say the Name of Jesus, the second and third ones, it's going, the parts are making a C minor and hitting a B flat. Jesus, C minor, B flat, C minor. So when you have minor chords, and I might have mentioned this before, but with minor chords, your passing chord is usually the major chord a whole step down. So for instance, C minor, your passing chord is B flat. And if we haven't taught that to you already, I would go through and play all of your minor chords and play the major chord a half step below it. And do the same exercise, C minor, B flat, C minor, B flat, C minor, B flat, C minor, until you're back at the beginning. Do the same thing with all of your chords, F minor, E flat, F minor, E flat, F minor, E flat, F minor, E flat, G minor, F, G minor, F, G minor, F, G minor. So you kind of get the pattern there. But I think we may have taught that already. Alright, so that's in Wipe Away Your Pain. And then they go into the ooze. Okay, now the tenor part is very, very strong here, to the point where you can almost not even hear the altos or sopranos. In fact, the altos or sopranos may even be singing the same note on this part as well, but I don't think they are. The part that I heard, the tenors are going, hard to do without the music, and then, so one more time. And then just say the name. They jump back into their parts. Same as the chorus. All right, the soprano part on this is, and then it goes high, and then say the name. Alto part is just, and then it goes, say the name. So what you want to tell your altos and sopranos on this part is to make sure it's very, very low key, very soft, and tell your tenors really to step it up and sing super, super loud, because that's how they do it on the CD, and it's really more of a tenor part right there. They're leading the thrust there, if you will. So you want to have them singing as loudly as possible, whereas the altos and sopranos are going to be singing softer on that part. Tell them to kind of lay back a little bit. But you'll have, once again, all the notes are here in the handout that I'm looking at on my phone here. Since my daughter just decided to take the iPad somewhere and I'm not really sure where it is. So when you go to the bridge, that's the Jesus part. So the parts are really just singing Jesus, and then Martha Munizzi is just ad-libbing. The soloist is just ad-libbing something about that name of Jesus, Jesus. That part's pretty easy. It's just tenors, Jesus, and then alto, Jesus, soprano, Jesus. Okay, and you do that as long as she keeps ad-libbing, or whoever's ad-libbing is ad-libbing, and then when you go into He's Gonna Make a Way When You Say, the tenors are gonna go, He's gonna make a way when you say, and then they jump up, Jesus, and they're gonna stay on that higher register with that flipped up part for that rest of the song until you go to the ending. Okay, so one more time. He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus. They kind of sneak up into the Jesus. Jesus. They kind of start off, and you can hear how they do it on the CD. They just really kind of ease into it. Jesus. Of course, they're hitting it full voice, standing up. So that's that part for the tenors. For the sopranos, you're gonna sing, He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus. They jump up to that high E flat right there. Okay, one more time. He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus. And they stay up there the rest of the time. Jesus, Jesus. Every time they say Jesus, they'll stay up on that higher note. Now, the altos are gonna go, He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Gonna hit that note for the altos. All right, one more time. He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus. And then they jump up to that high B flat there. All right, can't hit it this morning. All right, so He's gonna make a way when you say Jesus. So that's the parts. Now, when I say flip up, what I mean is, okay, they were singing this first, Jesus. For instance, the soprano singing B flat, alto G, tenor E flat. Now that they come back after singing that, He's gonna make a way when you say, they're all singing this part. So sopranos are now E flat instead of B flat, altos are B flat instead of G, sopranos are G instead of E flat. So their parts have flipped up. The chord has flipped up to the next inversion. That's what the parts are doing right there. That's what we refer to as flipping the part up. Now, that's what they're going to sing the rest of the song. Jesus, Jesus. They're probably going to be singing it falsetto, a lot of them, because it's pretty high. When you go to end, the soloist sings, when you don't know what else to pray. And that's where they go, don't know what else. Alright, so let's see if I can teach this part real quick. Like I said, I don't claim to be a singer, so this is not not my best part here. But the tenors are gonna go, don't know what else. And then one more again, don't know what else. So they're kind of doing a little da 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 da. Don't know what else to pray. I'm sorry, to pray. Don't know what else to pray. Don't know what else to pray. If they can't get that, you can just keep it straight. Don't know what else to pray. You can just keep it straight like that or something. Or do, don't know what else to pray. You can do something like that if your singers can't get it. Like I said, it's early in the morning right now where I'm recording this lesson, and it's my notes aren't coming to me as well. So, don't know what else to pray. That would be the tenor part, and then the soprano part would be, don't know what else to pray. Don't know what else to pray. Don't know what else to pray. And then lastly, altos are don't know what else to pray. Don't know what else to pray. Don't know what else to pray. So when they all do it together, it'll sound good. Individually, it probably won't sound that great. And then soloist goes, when you can't find the words to say. And they go, this part's a little different, similar but different. Tenors will go, can't find the words to say. So, can't find the words to say. One more time. Can't find the words to say. Then sopranos are, can't find the words to say. Can't find the words to say. And this is all in your handout once again. Altos, can't find the words to say. Can't find the words to say. So that's kind of just the notes right there. The dynamics, of course, you'll want to teach the singers as well. There's a lot of dynamic stuff that goes into this song. Then once they get the notes down, you can really start working on the dynamics of it. You know, like the Jesus, where they start off, they kind of sneak in on that when the parts flip up. Jesus. So you know, there's a lot of different stuff you can do in this type of song. I mean, she has kind of outdone herself. This is probably the hardest song we'll learn in this course, so don't get too worried if you have a tough time with this or if you decide not to teach it to your singers. But that's pretty much how the parts work in this song. I wanted to show it to you, though, because it's a great example of an alto leading song. It's also a great example of a soloist-driven song in that the soloist is really the one that's driving the entire thing. They're really making everything happen. The parts are just kind of almost just background, just extra. In fact, you could probably have a soloist even sing this by themselves. I've even had our church do this song where they just sing verse 1 and chorus. They leave out the rest of it and just use it as a chorus song. You know, we're singing verse 1 with the parts. We're singing the chorus as unison even. And it works really great as just a chorus song if you want to do something like that, where you just make, say the name of Jesus, make that all parts. I call that verse 1. And then that can calm your tears, calm your fears, dry your tears. The chorus, I just have my singer sometimes just singing that as complete unison. So there's a couple ways you can do this song to convert it where you don't have to throw in all the fancy stuff. You can kind of take it and make it your own and make it an easier song for your music department to learn. So, all right, God bless, and we will. It's been a blessing to you. We'll see you back here for your next lesson.